Welcome to the Midweek Market Update at Wealthy Bucket. The Midweek Update is produced to gauge and analyze how the markets have performed based on our Bucket Weekly Market Forecast. Also, it is designed to prepare us for the last few trading days of the week. Wealthy Bucket does not provide investment advice. Before engaging the markets, please consult a financial professional to see if it is right for you. Trading and investing in stocks, options, currency, and futures carry risks that can result in a financial loss. Now let's kick it off this week with our money flow ideas that we had identified on Sunday and check out how they've performed if the parameters have been met as well. So let's take a look at our first idea, which was the Dow futures, and we posted this idea on Sunday evening, and it has worked, and it's starting to work in our favor right now. If you are in this idea, then you have a couple of options. You can move your stop from the predetermined level at 16,662. You can move it up to break even if you'd like. That is personal preference. Remember, when you have your rules, when you set or when you want to adjust your stop, it should always be static. It's not good. And this is a suggestion that you can't have different rules for different trades. This way you can't gauge the accuracy of your strategy, so to speak. So if you're going to move it to break even for one, we recommend or we suggest that you move it to break even for all of them. That's personal preference. Sometimes some individuals are just okay with taking maximum loss all the way through, and you've seen us do that a few times. So that is one trade that we identified. It came and rallied out of our level here. Remember, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So on Sunday, we're just dealing with this information here, and we're waiting for it to break out, and it finally did today. That is doing okay. Let's look at the Russell trade that we identified on Sunday, and you can see it broke out as well today, and it's well on its way to its first target now. Let's take a look at the US dollar trade that we've been holding on to for a couple of weeks now, or a little over a week, and you can see how it's starting to fade back to break even at this point. And the US dollar is tightly, or we should say the equity markets are tightly tied to the direction of the US dollar right now. So as long as the dollar continues to move down, you're going to see further downdraft in equities, and that can affect our index future positions. So that's why we have to monitor them going into the last couple days of the trading week. We had identified a bullish opportunity in nat gas. It hasn't come down into our level yet, so we're going to have to wait and see if it's going to react the way it did here back on June the 11th. We're expecting it to come down and then rally away. If price comes down, hangs out for a long time, we're not going to take the trade. If it comes down to this level and just crashes through, we will not be entering into the position. Let's take a look at crude. That is an opportunity that we had identified this weekend as well on Sunday. And you can see how crude is nearing our entry point. It hasn't quite come down to that level. It might not come down to that level. However, we're going to stick by our rules. We're not getting to get into this trade unless crude trades at 105.06 or lower. The material ETF, we had identified a bull put spread on this one. This one is working out okay as well. If you did take it, you may want to manage your stop. Our technology sector, we're not a little upset. I mean, we're missing out on an opportunity, so to speak. Excuse me. We're missing out on an opportunity because price did not come down into our level. We were being a little stingier than normal, and price came down and has rallied away already. If price continues to move towards first target, we are going to let it go. What we want now is to wait for another pullback, because the opportunity or the reward on this idea is absolutely tremendous, and we really want to get in on that bet only on our terms based on our individual trading plans. Energy ETF has not come down. It's continuously rallied away. So that one is not working in our favor. So those are the trades that we did identify for the premium members over the weekend, and 2 of them are in business. One is still making a little bit of money in the US dollar, and we're going to wait for crude to come down into those levels before we engage the market any further. We also identified a short euro trade. We're waiting for euro to come up to these levels. If it does not, that's fine. If it comes up to these levels and trades through it, then there's no short. But this is the level we've identified for a further short opportunity, which is very attractive, provided that the euro does cooperate, and we have absolutely no control over that. We can only control our plans, trade them out, and if you follow your said rules, then mathematically, if you do have rules and you do follow them exactly the same each and every time, you should be profitable, provided that you have a proven system that it works. And this is why most people do look for information on the internet. Problem is, most people look for free information on the internet, and they're taking free information as a way to learn. Well, you can learn some things, but if you don't get the full strategy, then the 4-letter word free becomes very expensive, as the market can be a very humbling experience by taking your money, and it won't give it back, and it won't feel bad for doing so. Now let's take a look at the markets. We had identified a level down here on the S&P, and the S&P, this was 2 weeks ago, so it's still respecting that. We had added 2 additional targets to the S&P this week, and it's on its way up there right now. Our next target is at 1961, then 73, then 87. And if no one's told you that yet, you heard it first here at Wealthy Bucket. Now let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow is performing, and it has to be performing because our trade is long Dow, and it's respecting our levels that we had identified as well. Let's move over to the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is just not coming down right now. We didn't get into that trade because we felt it was too far off the market to get into. And of course, the Russell here, the Russell's rebounded, or it's broken out of that level very nicely. So these are the things that we prepped our premium members for going into the new week, on how to trade the markets and what to look for if you see certain movements. And we talk all about this in our Bucket Weekly, and you can see how the yen is consolidated back into our level today. So we have Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Here's Thursday right now overseas, and you can see it's consolidating back in. We're looking for a breakdown in yen for a continuation on our equities. We're looking for a continuation up or a pivot up in our dollar for a continuation upward in equities. If they all go the other way, so if yen continues to move up, dollar moves down, we're going to have to start trimming out of profitable positions, as they can quickly turn into break even, or worse, they can turn into losing positions very quickly. We hope you've been having a very good week. If you have any questions, you can always email us at service@wealthybucket.com. I'll be glad to answer any responses regarding our forecast or our services. Again, that email address is service@wealthybucket.com. We hope you have a great weekend or a great week, and we thank you for stopping by the Wealthy Bucket.